things that I really enjoyed, and that was the first time I'd ever experienced it, was near field subs. Absolutely fun. Now, some of them we experienced were ridiculous. I mean, one of them had a 24-inch sub right behind your seat. That was intense. Another gentleman, probably one of the best home theaters that I heard during this tour, had an all JBL line array. I mean, identical speakers for Atmos, side surrounds, LCR, everything, rear surrounds, incredibly immersive sound. Pretty much no matter where we moved in the room, you just got a great sound.
Are you saving that one for last? Because that's the one I'm waiting on.
Honestly, I'm just doing them in the order that I actually filmed them, just to make it easy for me.
Okay.
So it's kind of like in the middle.
All right.
But Jonathan's system is really cool. Sadly, I was telling Joe, unfortunately, I didn't get hardly any Actually, I didn't get any B-roll. We were hanging out, had a bunch of friends over. Croson came over, so
I know.
Awesome. They were just drinking and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, they were. I wasn't. Croson brought his own little beer cooler. He did, dude.
That's awesome.
I don't know if he shared with anybody, but he brought it.
Oh, just for him, huh? That's messed
Kyle,
up.
Life of Bliss, brought a massive 24-inch subwoofer in his truck with Croson. They were going to like hook it up, but it was probably, I don't know, 8, 10 o'clock at night. And Jonathan's like, nah, that ain't happening in my neighborhood, man. That ain't going to work. And but the near field sub, absolutely phenomenal. Really gave a very tactile feel during movies and music. So that was really nice. Even though if you didn't have it cranked up, when it was dialed in, it was spectacular. Like that was my favorite. Probably the next favorite would be the butt kickers. Definitely really was pleased with that. And I didn't think I would be.
So we're talking about, Michael, about how a video idea for you would be a comparison between near field subs, butt kickers, those Crosons,
right? I've experienced one theater that had the Crosons that I know of.
And then the different Boss.
Like, yeah, so there's Boss, Hover Boss, and Hover Easy, and they're all three different styles of platforms. That was my least favorite though. Now it'll shake your teeth, it'll rattle your brain. One guy, he's like, I don't normally listen to it this loud, but it was like crazy. It was fun and it's exciting, but it that tended to pull me kind of out of the movie because my brain would go, oh, I'm feeling that from my butt, like underneath me. So it would take my, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
look at.
Anyway, whatever, Jonathan. But it would completely.
The way you said it, though.
It would completely take me out of the movie.
Yeah.
And the near field sub, when blended in, you didn't even know it was coming from behind me. And I even went over to Home Theater Gamer's house today. We were doing some demos in his room, and then I was helping him out with some website stuff. And in his setup, he was like, hey, you've never heard my setup. You want to hear it? And I said, sure. He's got a very budget-friendly Pioneer setup, a couple of kind of the medium-size SVS subwoofers. And then I forgot he had two of the smaller SVS subwoofers near field. And so we're playing it. It's not crazy volume. And I'm like, dude, he's got this thing dialed in. Like I'm feeling it. It wasn't crazy bass, but in just these explosions and things like that, I'm like, I'm feeling it in my body. And I told him, I said, dude, you've got your bass dialed in very, very nice. And he's like, did you like those near fields? And I went, oh, shoot, I didn't even realize they were back there. So that's when, you got it dialed in properly, when they just disappear and you just feel that extra tactile sensation. And so it was really cool. And Croson kind of share in the comments and even in our after show, kind of his experience over at Jonathan's. I think we were all very, very impressed with his setup. And the cool thing too, is Jonathan had the butt kickers, the near field sub. He had an 18 behind each seat. And then he had 5 18s up front. So that was pretty wild. And then he also had, I think he was running the Boss platform, if I remember correctly. But what was cool is he could pull up the mini DSP and turn on and off each one so that you could physically feel like what is doing in this song or in this movie. And again, when he did that, that's when I was able to go, okay, I really like the near field the best, really like the bass kick or butt kickers, the Boss, Hover Boss, whatever, which one he had. I was like, it's all right. And I heard about 3 or 4 systems with that. And,
all right. So question.
Wasn't a big fan.
Cranked up to the max, like whichever, like when people crank all that up to the max, like how crazy are we talking about? Like how much are we how much shaking?
Bad. Oh, it's bad.
Like how much?
Put it this way, after 3 demos, my plugs were in. At one guy, he has 818s up front behind his screen. I'm telling you, these guys are not normal up there.
Dude.
818s. And then his main speaker, so crazy. And then in under each seat, for the most part, I think he had like 3 up front. He had a couch in the back, but I think he said he's got 12-inch drivers for the Hover Boss, or I think he had what they call the Hover Easy platform.
Okay.
And so, he had, it was a little over the top, and he knew it, but he was just trying to give us, this was a party trick kind of thing, but it was crazy.
Right.
But after about 2 or 3, I'm like, okay, this is way louder.
Turn this down, please.
Yeah. So I just put in the earplugs, but it was crazy.
What happened to the house at that point? Like you had.
We're in the basement.
Is it going to be like that guy with the concrete walls? Because at a certain point, like, dude, that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, everything upstairs is probably going nuts,
So Elon, there you go, bro. You got to beat 818s. You got to go.
Sure. Okay.
These guys are crazy up there.
You got 20 acres to make this thing,
Yeah, man.
A standalone structure, floor within a floor, or a room within a room, or something that's total floating.
It's gonna be a legit like movie theater.
Yes.
With like 100 seats.
AKA the nausea center, right?
So it can't. But again, I think it's with anything. I've always told people this. To me, you shouldn't ever notice your subwoofer until you turn it off. If you've got it dialed in really, really nice, it blends in with all of your speakers. It's part of the whole package versus, did you hear that bass? Did you, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It doesn't.
It's more of a balanced like overall sound.
I totally got it though.
Some people are really good at doing that and some people aren't, but these guys up there, they really spend a lot of time calibrating their system. I wish I had that much time, but you guys know we're always swapping out stuff, and so probably my system is the least great sounding because I don't spend the time to really dial it in and calibrate it and tweak it. So
it's got the potential though.
Yeah, absolutely. But it was fun, man.